Oh wait, I didn't. Oh, the but Alex.
Maybe
Oh,
I should jump on the show first, and I'll come back in later. I'm gonna let you do your thing first.
all right. We can run it
All
like
right,
that.
yeah, bro. See you soon, brother.
Hey guys, y'all just got a little taste of what's to come. We're gonna have a guest master creator. He was at the Joshua Tree with true life stories in them. Had an awesome mushroom, ayahuasca. They did a lot down there. I'm gonna ask him some cool questions about his experience and how everything was and stuff like that. Um, parts. I'm still typing in the title. Let me put this in there. Bang, there we go. Do this intro real quick. Bang, bang. Hey, welcome to the Psy Tai Podcast. Just tainows, where we combine our mind with our heart, see what our gut mind is saying, connect all those three circles, and let whatever come out, come on out. It's been a long time. But hey, what is time really? I was really sick. So I'm doing way better now. It was like flu like. Hold on, I don't know if I talk with this. It's so weird now. Not used to talking with headphones on anymore. But it seems like I'm talking to myself because these are like noise canceling, so I can't even hear my voice bouncing off the walls and stuff. It's weird. It's trippy. But anyways, yes, I was down with the sickness and stuff like that, and I think it was really because I stopped taking my vitamins. I started taking the reishi mushrooms, which was good for the immune system. I had the vitamin D and the iron multivitamin. So I started racking up, not even racking up, it's still right there in the closet. I just started eating all of those and getting the smoothies, the fruit juices, the waters, the resting, the breathing. And the breathing took me to a whole nother place. I tell you, hey, Velvet, when? Let me get the chat in here. I get back in the groove. Hop out the chat, copy the link, click right there so I can see where the chat is. And 5 more seconds. Five, four, three. Oh, faster than that. There we go. Hey, yeah, we here. I was connecting, like Block was saying, connect with your higher self and start like healing your body and everything. I was doing all of that. Like I wasn't in a real state. Like my mind was in a state of, you could say, shock or something like that, where I wasn't really panicking. I was just breathing. Like that's I couldn't like. There's not when you talking, you still breathing, but you don't have to consciously breathe so you can keep talking. I had to like consciously breathe for like a whole 3 days, or else it felt like I wasn't able to breathe. So that I was feeling going with the vibes of that and feeling, oh man, I pulled, and I was seeing, and I was seeing what the, and I was seeing what that breathing was actually given to me, was allowing my mind to experience and stuff like that. And it was really relaxing because I'm used to always being on the go. Like I'm always creating. My mind is always on creating stuff, ideas. If I see something, I know how to tumble it around and do this. But it was just like in a state of just observation and maintenance. And but even knowing that the body was going to be all right, or that I was going to be all right. Period. There's like a sense of death, so to speak, but like a acceptance, like just breathing, like it's all right, like regardless of anything that's happening. So that was bringing about some good vibes in me and stuff like that. Uh, yeah, I was glad I was able to do that. Glad I was able to do that. But yeah, keeping our immune system strong and keep it is, I think, is the key to all of this with this COVID and everything. You know, the COVID scares popped up. He was like, our mom was like, "Oh, you think you got COVID?" I was like, "No, I can still taste. I can still taste. I'm not throwing up. Not throwing up. But I didn't smoke. I was talking to Master Chief, Master Creator. I keep calling you Master Chief, Master Creator, and we was talking. I ain't smoked like for the first day, I was just breathing and in the tub and stuff and just letting my mind wander, keeping my eyes closed, just sitting and everything. And it was the just to go through the story, the scariest, the wildest part where I thought I had to go to hospital was just waking up just sweating. Y'all know how sickness is and stuff. I just was really going through it. I'm not used to going through it like that. But it's all training, it's all lessons, it's all experiences and stuff. And that's what allowed me to keep it going. But it has been a rough week, a rough month. I was going through the tooth thing earlier this month and then that. But it's all for adding up for right now. Adding up to right now. 'Cause I was able to get some emotions. I was able to see things from different perspectives on me even doing things a lot and trying for goals and everything and just recognizing that hey, it's all right. Like everything's set up. Everything is already set up for you. Just work with the puzzle pieces. Just work with the puzzle pieces and create some new ones along the way. Someone told me drinking tea with a shot of Henny and it helps. Lemon water. Hey, Big Chill. Hey, Big Chill. With some ginseng. That's what I had the last time I was sick, like 2 years ago. The ginseng. I forgot all about that. But yeah, eventually I didn't even take no Tylenol or anything till like the third day when I finally talked to my grandma. She said, "Take some medicine, cause the fever keep going up. It kills infections." And I said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it." And I was watching Osmosis Jones. Osmosis Jones is that old cartoon where Chris Rock and they was the germs. He took the pill and they was going inside the body, dealing with the white blood cells and the how infections and viruses. They was all gang warring and stuff like that. First, I wasn't gonna watch it, but my mind state was like, "Yo, this is what's kind of going on in your body. The imagination, open it up. Don't be scared." I was just watching it. It was cool. So I was like, "All right, when I take this, I'll just imagine osmosis running around, doing what he had to do to help my body." Cause that's what's going on. It's all life forces. All life forces. I was thinking about Madden and stuff like that, and how on Madden it's a whole characters exist on here from 1999 in our year. They all exist on this cartridge. Just like all the germs and stuff, but it's reality is crazy like that. All the germs they have their own lives and blood cells. They all have their own thing going on. They communicate with each other. They have memory. That's why our gut and stuff have reflexes to certain things that we eat. I wasn't deep on that on the last podcast, but my mind is still like refreshing itself, so I could be able to think. So bear with me. But yeah, all our guts and memories, our blood and all of that, they have reflexes and memories and stuff like that. So if you tune into it, take some psychedelics, probably actually start seeing it. But I gotta take this hood off because that one string thing is bothering. Tuck this in. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, reality. But yeah, this is an old card, just mad 1999. I had it sitting right here. I was like, I gotta pull this out real quick. Pull this out. It'll come out at the right time. 'Cause that's how I literally just another segue. I saw my reality like that before. But it was a disc record, a whole experience. And then I was sitting next to the person that picked up the record player. It was like, oh, it's a little scratch. It was like rubbing or doing something. I was sitting there next to him, like, wait, that's my whole reality you just picked up. Yeah. Another thing to go into the psychedelics more, so we can lead into bringing on master creator. I want the where was it? Where was it? Yeah, to lead into it. Will Smith was talking about doing ayahuasca. Was talking about doing ayahuasca in GQ. Wait, I guess I gotta put this here. There we go. The GQ magazine, all these pictures. Long article, but I kind of already went through it. And he was talking about how he spent a couple weeks at his house away from his family, and then he was taking frequent trips to Peru so that he can do ayahuasca and stuff. And I thought this was all recent, And then I was listening to the Flangarian 2 podcast, and Neil Brennan, who helped make the Chappelle show, white guy, he was saying that Will Smith told him that he did this, told him about ayahuasca 5 years ago. Oh, 5 years ago. So I was tying that into something that people wouldn't really think about is that Will Smith started getting on YouTube about a couple years ago and started really getting popular with it, like taking it seriously, expressing his inner feelings and inner expression as opposed to just it being on the movie screen and having all these other people like jazz him up and big him up. He still got some good production where he's still paying people to do his videos and stuff like that. I think that had a big thing in him coming out and stuff. His whole family, 'cause I know his kids was doing it way before he was, or he probably was doing it way before ayahuasca or this. I never talked about it, but he don't even smoke or like drink that often. So I think ayahuasca probably was one of his like first big psychedelic experiences. But you know, he rich, so he went to go pay for it and stuff like that. Shouts to True Life Stories, other folks, because you could do this all for yourself. But yeah, King, Best Creator King. I'm gonna call you King when you in the chat and Master Creator when in the Discord. We'll work it out. But Will Smith is he from Philly just like I am. Raised a family. He said his big goal was to be the biggest movie star ever. Like, that's why he became big like that. That was his goal. So he was already with the manifestations.
What's happening, brother?
Still just time, man. What's good with
Yo,
y'all?
Yeah,
yo.
Will messed up though, man. Will should have took the Matrix. He was supposed to do the Matrix, man. He
Yeah,
didn't
he
do it.
was. He said that was
He
one of his
listened to
biggest
Jade,
upsets.
or not? Was it Jade? I can't remember. Somebody mentioned. I can't remember exactly. I don't want to put words in his mouth. But he's cool, man. Love Will, man. He tries to be positive. He's been through a lot. You know what I mean? I don't know about that open swing situation with him and his family. If that was real, then why was they all upset because his wife cheated with that homeboy there? He's online now too. I forget his name.
I think they
Sports
wanted to put
friendly.
on that. I think they wanted to put that on for the public.
Yeah,
Cause
that round table shit. Her and her mother, man. I mean, you know, too much truth is too much truth. Some things people just don't want to know, man. Like I want to know how the fuck you guys get so white, man. You know, Jada was not
Bro,
that light skinned. Neither was her mother, man. What the fuck's going
she
on?
was, bro. She was always
she
like
was
that,
she was
bro.
like that.
Oh, she's white
Yeah.
as she now, man. I don't know. I don't want to go there, man. We're all like beings,
Yeah, it's
but
all
you know,
good.
treat her as an actress. But I appreciate Will more as a human being. And I didn't even know he was
Yeah.
getting to this, man. That's cool. I'm gonna hit.
Hey,
I'm putting
Psy,
some
did you
interviews on
ever
his shit. Trying to get him
did you ever feel connected to
in.
Will Smith just because he was from Philadelphia?
Yeah. You wanna know a big story? I was like the
Yeah,
Fresh Prince.
exactly, because you
Cause my
moved from Philly, right?
even before that, even before moving to Cali, I used to live with my mom in like North Philly projects and stuff like that. And then I had moved with my uncle to like it
You
was
were
right
right in the court.
outside of, yeah, I was right outside of Philadelphia. He was a lawyer and everything. And I
Oh yeah,
lived with him for
that's
3
dope.
years.
That's freaking dope, man. You are the Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
and
same here
my
too.
girlfriend just my girl just jumped in and tried to say that part of the reason too. Remember, he was getting spun around on the basketball court, and then his mom was
Uh-huh.
like, "Hey, you don't need to be here no more."
Right.
That's what my mom did. That was the reason I went
Yeah,
there.
it's the truth,
She
man. You know
because
something?
somebody was
In the
trying
hood,
people.
man, the basketball court was the, every good vibes happen.
I was on
Everything
my
good vibes.
skateboard.
Shit can change. Yeah, I was a skater too, man, but we played ball, man. I played ball.
Uh-huh.
And I used to
No,
get enough fights with man them from the area. And my mom sent me to my rich aunts and uncle. But my uncle wasn't a judge. You know, he was part of the Italian mafia, but they were rich. And they
still
give me
making
bush
laws
out
on the
there.
street.
Oh yeah, they want to adopt me and shit. My mom's in the hood, man, single mom. I was like, fuck that. I want to go back to my mom's, man. I seen the rich life. They try to put me in school, and you know what I mean. And I seen that shit, man. Going to fucking resorts and shit. That wasn't me, man. I was hood, man. So I was like, fuck this shit. Judge said, you want to live with them? I said, no, man. I want to go back home to my mom, man.
Yeah, you could take Big Chill out the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of
Oh
Big
fuck
Chill.
that.
Hey, that's what I
I
did
tried to
too,
smarten up,
Big Chill.
but then I just what's that,
I
brother?
did I did the same thing in 12th grade. I went back with my mom and stuff like that. But I think it was kind of too because of the yeah, it was because of a lot of stuff, like how you were saying. I was kind of bored being over there. I was like I was skateboarding going downtown and stuff, but it was just so many different kind of rules and
Yeah,
just
that's it too, man.
boring. Wasn't that much
I skated
spirit
since I
to
was
them.
12, 13. I love skating, man. I broke my arm at 13, dislocated my thumb, took the cast off in less than a week. I used to have like a cheap, we didn't have Walmart at that time. We had consumers distributing. So it wasn't a professional board. It was a chaos board made by Mattel or something. But when I broke my arm on that, I said, all right, am I going to quit? My whole family wanted me to quit everything. You can't skateboard, this, that. I said, fuck that shit. Was doing some hustling young. I went
Yeah,
out and bought a skateboard for $175, full skateboard. I got a Burr Wellander. You remember Burr Wellander? He skate for Powell Peralta with the
I
bones
missed
on
that
it. And
one.
all these Burr Wellander. Yeah, that was my first pro board. And Burr Wellander was actually a freestyler that started skating street. You know what I'm saying? That was my first board, Burr Wellander, man. Then I got like a Jeff Phillips. I could start naming boards, man. But skating, no matter where I was in the world, I grabbed my board and I would just leave, man. And I would meet up with people in the area. The people that I know from all over the world are from skateboarding, man. Skating saved my life too, man. I was pro amateur. I wasn't pro, I was amateur, but I skated with everybody. Tony Hawk, fucking Billy Weiss that does the nude McTwist. I skate with Steve Caballero, Guerrero,
I know who
uh,
Steve Caballero is.
Steve Caballero. Yeah, man. Oh fuck, Hosoi, Christ Ayers, Christian Hosoi, uh, all the greats, bro.
Christ
All
Air
the
was a
Paul
person.
Pelter boys. uh, Christian Hosoi was his name, but he
Ah,
made that move on the pipe, Christ Air,
the
where he
Christ
grabs the
Air.
board, does the
Uh-huh.
twist. Yeah.
I know what you're talking
And
about.
then like Nas Kappas, this German dude. This is the 80s too, brother. Nas Kappas, he was the guy who ollied a cow. Nobody was cracking ollies like him. Even Hawk wasn't cracking ollies, bro. Mike Vallely, Ray Barbie, this kid from New York, man, that like used to do shove-its on the feet. Like, there was no impossibles back then. It was like judo kicks and saran wraps when you put your foot around, and then you started messing with the board, doing 360 ollies, 360 shove-its. Then
Yeah, all
instead
the
of doing the
tricks were still
360
being
shove-it,
invented.
yeah, then when you did the 360 shove-it, you kick-flipped it. So it became an impossible. We didn't even know what to call it, man. My buddy that's dead, Justin Boakman, man, one of the greatest street skaters of all time. Google
Uh-huh.
his ass, man. He's
What's his
amazing.
name?
He died. Justin Boak, my Canadian skater, man. He was fucking 4 years back, was doing some doorman at this after hours. These guys robbed the joint and killed him. Him and his brother Kevin Boakma, the original Canadian skaters, man. First Canadian sponsors by Skull Skates. They were the guys that bought all the pros here, man. I used to work at this gas station, and anytime Kevin and Justin would come with Tom Boyle, I can, even Buddy that was in the Tom Cruise movies. What the fuck's his name? He's Jason Lee, man. That's my boy. Taught me how to, and Tom Knox taught me how to do blunts. Every time these pros would come, they'd come to my gas station because I give them free gas. You know what I mean? We're almost the
That's the
same
way
age.
to
Like a
go.
lot of those, yeah, a lot of the pros, like Hawk is like 4 years older than me. So I was a little bit younger. I was like 14, 15. They were like 17, 18, 19. But where my hood was where the Chronic was. It was like a drive through. And, people were afraid to come in my hood. So I was the bridge that brought people in, or else they would check me and I would do whatever for them. And this is a kid, man. You know what I mean? But it had its benefits. And I only deal with ganja. Anybody that ever know me in the movie industry, music, skateboarding, when you ask them my real name from the T dot, they'll tell you, oh fuck, man, I'm always known for ganja. I had a Jamaican link up in the 80s and the 90s. I was the last man in this country to have the Jamaican cess ganja because there is no more ganja in Jamaica. It's all hydro. I've went there and searched for the ganja plants in the mountains. Even the old Rasta man bred it. And there's a few men that have the seed, but I wouldn't take it off the island because that's that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's some that will, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, I leave it there. I'm good with what I got some different strands. I'm good,
Mm-hmm.
man. But yeah, skating
Hey,
saved my life, bro. I know you're a skater. I seen you skating on those short stories, bro. It was
finger.
fucking amazing.
Yeah, I haven't been on
Hitting
the
that.
board in about
Oh,
6 days. It feel like my legs don't work. I feel like it's a whole different leg. I gotta get back in the group. Probably starting
can't
tomorrow
skate
or
now.
something.
When I skated, I was 6'2", 6'3", 150, maybe 60 pounds. I don't know, when I was a teenager, 180, nice muscle. Now I'm like 240, man. I got a little bit extra weight, man. If I was to do like five
Hey, I seen
stairs, I'd
some
probably
big
get
boys
the
on.
board.
I don't know about
No,
five
I can
stairs.
carve. I skate the bowls and shit. I can carve, but I mean, I can't be
Yeah,
doing handrails. I love handrails. I love to do like backside grinds, 180 grinds on handrails. I used to fly on handrails, but I can't fucking do that now. I mean, I can get up there, but when I fall, oh, bro, it hurts. I'm still
yeah,
hurting from an injury I had 8 years ago
Yeah,
skating.
it's something about
finger.
being big where you can't move like you used to. Because when I used to break dance, I was only like 145 pounds type shit. Where my body was, I was able to throw my body or just do at least do more shit. But now, do the same shit. That shit's hella
Or
hard.
my same thing, man. I used to break too, man. Remember breaking at Electric Boogaloo, the movie? Da-na-na, na-na-na-na-na-na, na-na. When Turbo was dancing with the broom,
I remember that shit.
that's old me. That's like something. That's what's. But we used to put the cardboard in front of the grocery store, man, and just windmill all fucking day and make mad money, bro. In an hour, we make like $5. $5 back then can get two people at the movie theater, popcorn. The head spins. Oh man, I love breaking too, man. Like I'm a true
Oh my god.
b-boy, man, from the old school days. I love hip hop. There's MCs, there's hype man, and you have to have your dancers, man. I'm old
Yeah,
school, man.
yes, the five elements.
Yeah, man. Oh,
MC.
I don't you have to have your whole, and even the artists. Don't forget about the spray painters.
Yeah, the
You know,
graffiti artists. Yeah,
graffiti
that's
artists. They
that's
were
part of the
party.
five elements. The five
Yeah,
elements.
and the rappers too.
Yeah,
People
that's
spit
one element.
freestyle.
Yeah, it's this show
Yeah,
called The
man.
Get Down on Netflix, and they put
Oh
all of those
yeah,
three
that shit
things
was dope as
together.
hell.
Yep, they had
The
the
yeah, the
graffiti, the
get down,
breakdancing.
Shaolin and shit.
What
That shit was raw. I liked it
Oh,
that show.
all
crazy
starting in New
80s.
York.
Yeah,
Yeah, New York, man. The
But
Jungle
hey,
Brothers, man. I caught them live. Jungle Brothers, man. Those guys were heavy. Hip hop, house, skating. They had the whole vibe too. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you when you're in my hut.
you
You
know,
know
I just
what's up.
heard that song for the first time
Jump,
last week.
jump.
It popped
Little
up on
higher.
Apple
Jump, jump,
Music.
baby.
I was like, is
Motherfucker.
this house music? And
That's
I was like,
Afro.
wait,
It's
Jungle
Afro too.
Brothers. I didn't know they made music like this. But
And that, bro, that's like 80. That's 80. Fuck, man. 84, 85. I can't go, but that's like my early teens, man. Jungle Brothers are like early 80s.
hey,
Round and round and
I want to ask Master Creator about the ayahuasca trip or mushroom journey he had. I ain't been able to. I ain't watched the True channel about anything going on. I wanted to hop in myself and ask questions.
you got to catch up, man. Those videos. Yeah, man. I was just finished watching that one again too, man.
I think
That was
Master
crazy
Creator in
creative.
here right now.
it was
Did you do the
cool.
Yeah, man.
ayahuasca or the mushrooms?
I just did the mushrooms because I think it was the only people that did the ayahuasca was True, Charles, and Rant. And once Rant started diving in, I was like, nah, I just can't get
Uh huh.
ayahuasca, which I guess it was first time diving in, so I was gonna kind of be the watcher to make sure everybody was cool, nobody panicked
Shit,
type
but
stuff. Because you know how it could get when you fuck with the psychedelics and it's kind of like hitting you wave after wave. You can kind of panic sometimes if you're not used to it. So I was like, I'm just gonna make sure I'm kind of still there to you know make
But
sure he didn't panic and run off somewhere.
that's
bro,
good.
I just figured out that
That's
you're
a
a King
journey in
King. I didn't know
itself.
you was King King.
Yeah.
I didn't know you was King King, man. You be talking the truth. I didn't even know that on Discord you were King King creator. Shit, now I know, man. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah. On YouTube, I'm cool too,
I'm
but
like, I see you in Discord on the other one too, King King. I'm like, I don't know. I'm slow, man. I apologize. I'm Canadian. That's my excuse.
No, on
and
YouTube,
high.
I'm thinking. On Discord, I think I'm still master creator.
Oh, you're a
Yeah,
master.
just
Okay, well,
Yeah.
maybe it was in the message board then. King. I remember seeing that before, on maybe in the text message or something. But I didn't put together, man. Just now when Ty said that, I'm like, oh man, I feel stupid.
Nah, it's a couple
But
of
hey, man,
kings. It's a couple of kings
all
in the
good.
Discord. A couple of
yeah, we got
kings.
some trolls up in the Discord now, man. A few
It's all
trolls up
right.
in there.
I was gonna
Oh
ask
yeah, they're good. We need each other.
I was gonna ask King too. How much did you take? Or is it just like enough to get a
Uh,
buzz?
I brought like a zip and a half, and I didn't bring nothing back. So like,
Uh-huh.
and then we didn't have no measuring scale out there, so I I don't
Munching.
know. Yeah, I was just munching away. And what I didn't eat the next day, I just passed it on. Like I'm gonna leave, y'all. And I gave
And it
Mm-hmm.
the
was
rest
all
away.
caps, right?
I had like 18 to 20 grams of just cap
Now I'm not a
of this
mushroom
of this
specialist,
one
Fun.
of this
but
one
what's
mushroom
better,
strain.
The
I
caps or
don't
caps or the
know.
stems?
stem?
I don't know.
I think it's
Yeah,
the
I heard
same.
caps are better, but really,
Because usually
I
I
didn't.
always got the stems. I don't know if that was the
Yeah,
cheap part when I was young. A few caps, yeah, but usually, you know what I mean. I'm just curious. I didn't know.
I don't know. Somebody told me the caps are stronger, but I had my most profound experiences when I ate both of them.
Yeah.
When it was caps and fucking stems.
I used to hear that a lot about the caps and the stems. I'm
Hmm.
gonna see what Google says.
A friend of mine was telling me you can make some kind of ayahuasca tea from your mushrooms. You can make like a mushroom tea, a little bit warm. You don't want the water too hot. You let it sit, and then you fucking drink it. But apparently it's supposed to give you like an ayahuasca. Like you're supposed to put like 15 and a half ounce of mushrooms in a glass jar, let it sit, and then like, people sip on it, and it's supposed to give you like that ayahuasca vibes.
Yeah,
Never
I
tried
didn't
that.
think it's that different. I think it's like the same probably.
Yeah.
It all
it's
depends
all
on
the
the mushrooms too,
it's
right?
all the
It's
same
all on what
It
you
mushroom.
depends.
prefer, right? It's all on what you
Yeah.
prefer.
Yeah.
And sometimes eating the stem make it seem a lot more comfortable and like looking at the cap. Like, whoa, that's the
Hmm.
cap. I can actually like that's a mushroom.
Right. It's just because my boy, he be selling his mushrooms and he don't care what I pick. He be like, man, go ahead, pick what you want to pick. I'm like, I'm picking all caps right
You
now.
take all that.
Yeah.
It's good.
Hey, you ever hear of Neil Brennan?
Neil Brennan? Nope.
Yeah, I heard
He's
of
a he's the guy that helped make the Chappelle show. Like he was the main editor and producer alongside
it.
with
Wow.
Chappelle and like
Yeah, him and
creative
he's
force.
like a nerdy ginger white guy, right? Him and that other guy got a talk show. They talk about. I just seen they were reviewing Chappelle's Netflix thing, right? It's that dude that works with Chappelle, right? He's always having lunch with
Yeah,
him and shit. He has a comedy show. Yeah, I know what's that.
but I'm
Smart
trying to
guy,
bring
man.
it
Very
up
smart dude.
here. Share
So
screen.
what did he have to? Did he have anything to do with Chappelle quitting or making
Uh,
Chappelle do skits he didn't want to do type stuff?
no, he
He's
was all
not in
for
the Netflix series.
Chappelle. Like he wanted.
Okay.
Wait, what you're streaming? I'm trying to stream this on the Discord because I got a video I wanted to show y'all, but they keep saying I'm playing GTA 5 when I haven't loaded that game up in weeks.
That's because you are playing GTA 5. You could go outside right now and do some
You still
GTA
got it
5
running.
if you
Your
wanted
avatar's
to.
running around the city waiting for you, man. Go put him to bed.
But do y'all have the YouTube open? Cause I was gonna play something on the YouTube real quick of a clip he was talking because he did ayahuasca recently. And he was
Yeah,
talking
go
about
ahead and
his
play it on the
experience.
YouTube. What's up with it, Yoel?
Original. Got so many windows.
Discord should be able to put it in your window. Yeah, it should be able to put it in your window.
Yeah,
If you want to play it.
it's not allowing me. It's just
It's
saying
cool, big chill. We're
yeah,
gonna
it's
let
just
you know
saying I'm
You do
playing
the
GTA.
Zoom.
we're gonna
If
let
you
you
do
know
the Zoom too,
what it
Zoom
shows
makes it
on you.
easy. You can play it on your screen. I don't know how to do it on Discord. I'm on my mobile now.
There we go. I got it loaded up
Can
right
you do
here.
that?
That's all. I don't even know anymore.
On your
Yeah.
Discord?
Well, I don't-
Oh, it's gonna be on the on YouTube. I can't get it on the Discord.
Big Block, what's good with you, bro?
Oh, it's good. I want to tap in and talk to y'all for a minute.
Hey
Hell yeah.
Block.
Eh,
Hey, you well? Let me
It was during, it's all, I don't even know anymore, Andrew.
Time's a construct, Andrew.
I mean, yeah,
God
exactly.
damn, I was putting off
So
trying
now
ayahuasca for like a
just
full
am like,
fucking year.
I'm
And now that after
I'm a
y'all keep
spirit
talking about it,
in
it's
the
like I
body.
gotta do this shit. It's like I'm making it happen.
I've
I
never
still
done
didn't
it
do it,
before.
Block. I still didn't do it.
Yo, I want to say I heard you on the one live, Master Creator. You were talking about how you took like a lower dose because it was Rance's first time, and I'm like, that's how you know someone's like really about it. Just hearing those words was so nice. A lot of people don't think like that, but it's like that's all it's about.
Yeah, because like it's the worst thing to do. Like the worst mode to get in off of psychedelics is that psychosis state. You know, when you took too much and your body just isn't naturally reacting to it. So it's kind of like doing all types of things. You're doing all types of kick flips in your head and shit. And it's kind of like that's scary. And I know I've been through that before, so I didn't want Rance to have to go through that for his first time. It would kind of been a shitty experience if it was his first time. And that shit would have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been
Rance's
with people
DMT
that
trip's
ran
gonna be
across
wild.
the I've been
Rance
with
did
people
great
that
for
ran
his first
across the
time,
room
man.
and stuff like that and was
Yeah,
flipping
dude.
around, wanted to run
I've
outside and just scream and stuff. So
I've had
sometimes
trips
gotta
go
be like
so
that.
fucking wrong. All you needed
Yeah,
was one sober person there. That's all you needed, But
yeah.
yet we lost this dude 'cause he's fucking freaking out all night.
And it depends because like like once you're on, like you can have a conversation with somebody, but if somebody's not on and they say something that keeps sending you in loops, like you could be like I've seen it before where people were tripping out and they were saying statements and another person came in and said another statement just to kind of put them in a loop, like a weird little loop
You
to
don't
keep
even
them
mean to do
trapped.
that to the person either, because but
Yeah,
then you don't even realize
no,
it's happening.
but think about when people do that intentionally. You know what I'm saying? Like they know you're looping, so they just say little weird
I
shit.
can't.
Just
I don't. You gotta stay away from that kind of people. The people that like
exactly
will fuck with you while you're tripping. They don't
right,
understand. Like you're
right,
really opening that
exactly,
shit.
exactly. So I just
Bro,
wanted to make sure
I had a
that
trip
everybody was cool.
when I probably told just Ty this because it's one of those stories that I can't get out of my head because it was kind of
Here we go.
traumatizing for a while. It made me stop tripping. But it was with me and my two buddies. My one buddy had done it a lot. My other buddy was more new to it. And we took a solid dose of acid with an edible. And he started like screaming and pulling out his hair and running around the place. And I'm like, well, I was high on the acid for some reason. I decided to choke him out, because I'm like, I got to deal with this. But the thing is, I've never choked anyone out before, and I was tripping
Fuck,
balls, so I could have easily
fuck,
killed this fucking kid. So we eventually called the
yeah,
cops, because we were gonna get the cops called on us. We were in a fucking apartment building.
damn, yeah. That was a hypey
That's
situation.
intense.
Yeah,
Bro, like that shit was kind of, I don't know the freakiest thing though. I went from like a level because he took the thing that freaks me the most. He only took one tab in an edible. Me and my buddy, we did 3 each in an edible, and we ended up having to take care of him. And literally, the moment the cops got there, I sobered up
yeah.
100%. It was
That should
very
have sober
strange,
you up so fucking fast.
so fucking
Just being
fast.
around the cops' presence, it's kind of like, boop, it's gone.
That's a strong aura.
Yeah, that's a strong aura.
Bro, they took me and my buddy. They didn't arrest us or none, but they searched the
hmm
house, threw away a bunch of weed, and they took me and him outside while we were still tripping and our eyes are blown because they kept talking to me about how my eyes are blown. I think they wanted us to freak out to take us because they like took us outside and like sat us out in front of the pool so all the neighbors are staring at us and shit while our
Yeah,
buddy's getting hauled off. It was kind of crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a sight.
yeah. Different strokes for
Yeah.
different
What
folks.
what you think would have happened if you didn't choke him out?
I think personally that we could have changed the vibe initially. Me and my buddy grabbed onto each other subconsciously, and we were kind of like oh, we got to deal with this. We gotta figure out how to communicate. When in reality, if I was more sober and able to think, I would have been like, we just got to let this ride out. We got to make sure the good vibes are in the air. But we just added to that anxiety, which caused him to freak out even more to the point
Right.
where I thought he was gonna do something. Because if he like injured himself, I ain't gonna forgive myself for that. So I put him out twice, but he kept waking back up like 30 seconds later. And then he would
He
start
woke up
screaming.
Wait,
afraid as shit. Hell yeah. Because you gotta think about it, passing out and then waking up and you're still on the
Oh,
trip.
dude, the
That's
moment I
fucking
put my
scary as
fucking
shit.
arm around his
Crazy.
neck and it didn't work, that was it. Like, no one's gonna be calm after that when they're fucking blacked out on acid. Like, I was,
Yeah.
that was my bad, honestly. That was my bad.
How was he afterwards? Like, how?
Yeah, do you
What did
still
he?
chill with him now?
Yeah, how
Where
did
is
he?
he
What
at
did he
now?
say?
He was always very quiet and weird, and honestly, like, he's just even more quiet and weird. I don't know if it had much to do with that trip. You wanna know the fucked up part is he was the one I did acid with the first time, and we both would like black out because we were like fucking 15 in his grandma's basement, and we'd both like not well, like one of us would be able to talk, and then the other one would be like breaking through, and then it would be vice versa. So we weren't able to communicate all night, and it's like I completely forgot that happened. Like I wouldn't have given him the fucking edible on
Right,
top of the
right.
acid if I had actually remembered that. But in my head at the moment, it was like, this is medicine. We're having a good time like we always do. It's just stupid shit.
People gotta be prepared to not do nothing. People get some energy on psychedelics, and I gotta do this with this. Start freaking out, or not even just freaking out, but like you said, just a uncontrollable situation. We in an apartment building. I had a similar experience like that. An apartment building in a motel. Like, wait, we can't get kicked out. Like, come on. We gotta sit down. We gotta breathe. Or yeah, I know the numbers. Yeah, yeah, 1, 2, 1. Like, just going whatever they going with a little bit, while still trying to stir the conversation down to something. Man, that's work. That's work. There's been time I just want to say, just choke him. I don't think I ever thought that far, but just like I wanted the most extreme thing to happen, just to quiet it out, just so when the trip over, we could have somewhere to still live.
Like Drew's always talking about how he wants to experience a real bad trip, and I have a couple stories where I'm like, that shit, I couldn't trip for months without getting like severe anxiety. Like,
Right.
Yeah, you
That
don't
should
want
have
to call
brings
that
back
on.
flashbacks, man. Fuck that.
oh
Fuck a
fuck
bad
yeah,
trip.
oh my god,
A
I
super
had this
bad
one.
trip. I don't like
I
that.
I was 18 and I was kind of a dope fiend at the time, and I was doing a lot of opiates the week before. And then the weekend came around and I decided to dose. And I was with my ex. I ate, I think it was like 2 tabs. And then for some reason I went right into psychosis. And she ate like 2 or 3. So she was out of it, not able to like help me. And I ended up eating like 5 more and an eighth of shrooms while I was already tripping. I had a couple seizures,
Bruh.
dude. And
Damn,
like,
bro.
yeah, I almost fucking died. Like straight up.
Yeah.
Like that shit almost killed me.
I had seizures off of just opiates in general when I was younger, and I was kind of a dope fiend also. And we were just
Hmm.
like, we had my brother had to fucking connect with a pharmacist, with a lady that worked at the pharmacist, and she used to give us like those big bottles of cough syrup. So we used to kind of abuse it, like drinking way too much than we were supposed to, and we used to mix it with alcohol and shit. And then you know, they say don't mix it with alcohol, but we thought, oh, if you want to get fucked up, you do what it don't say. Like we could have died
E-
and hella shit. But I used to
Exactly,
like get
dude.
those little quick seizures, like, oh shit, I'm having a seizure. Then like, but
Dude, I
yeah,
had a couple of fucking seizures and ODs when I was younger, like full on blackout, head banging against the wall type shit. Like,
those opiates,
what
man,
happened about the psychs? Because
that
like,
shit could have killed me.
Tell if the psychs or the opiates in.
um, I had seizures off opiates. I don't know if it was seizures, but I OD'd a few times, and no one knows what happens. I got Narcan twice, and the fucking off the psychs. I think it was my seizure tolerance, which is like a medical term if you're into pharmacology, but it's like it was
What's that
lower
mean?
for drugs. It's like basically if you take like X amount of this pill, average person will have a seizure. But if you
Right.
continually take the pills, the amount it would take to give you a seizure lowers because your body can't recover that quickly. So it's like I was doing so many drugs the week before that the
Okay.
acid pushed me right over, even though I've done that level of dosing before without any problems. It's just that plus my weakened system.
Yeah, it's like your recovery rate wasn't all the way up, and you dive back in again.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Hmm.
drugs, bro.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Juicy
Stupid as
J.
shit.
Know who Juicy J is?
Trippy, man. Yeah, from 3 6 Mafia.
Yeah.
I feel like rap music did influence a lot of my drug cultureness. Like all the drugs I took, I heard a rapper say it, and they just made it sound so wonderful.
I really,
Yes.
I could see that. I think that son, I don't know what was up with me. That's why I always saw myself as weird back then, because I kind of wanted to do this stuff, but I was always like shying away from it at the same time. So my life was like kind of weird. But like Juicy J and Lil Wayne, like the song "Me and My Drink."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
I still
opiate drink.
listen to that.
Yeah.
But I'm not I don't do it, but I know that when I was younger, I used to try to Robitussin and just
Hmm.
I tried Molly and what was the other
Yeah.
thing?
Oh,
I
I
even
love
tried those
Molly.
red pills. I had a vision of that last week. I forgot I did that when I was in school because some
How
girl
did
wanted to
Molly
do it
make you
too.
feel? Just Ty, how did the Molly make you feel?
I don't think I took that much because it was mostly my boy selling it, and he had some little bit, and he's like, "Here, just do it. It won't hurt or something like that." I was like, "I don't
Yeah.
know."
I
I
did
don't think I
Molly
took
like
that much.
a couple weekends ago at a music festival in Ohio, and that shit always puts me in such a good mood.
Right. It's like it's just releasing so much dopamine at one time. You just smile, but then it's kind of like you could have a bad trip too. Like let's say you're sad
Hmm.
or mad, and you take that shit, it's gonna amplify that feeling. Because
Yeah.
I remember that's how it kind of used to be. Like people used to in the hood, they used to do mollies and ecstasy and shit when they were ready to go do some stupid shit. Like
Yeah, I,
it's
I
kind of
heard
like
that in a. Sorry. What?
like motherfuckers used to do that shit when they were getting ready to rob or whatever it may have. Basically, all the negative shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I heard that in a rap song. And that shit doesn't make sense to me. Cause like I ate Molly, like I'm still gonna get pissed if my girl's flirting with someone else that's there. Like I'm gonna get. It's not gonna be everything's cool, but like I don't get how you could. It's like eating mushrooms and then going to like rob your neighbor. Like that shit just doesn't make sense to me.
It's because like people exercise their energies in different ways, and like basically the Molly's gonna keep you up. So shit, if you're off of Molly at 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning, it's kind of like I guess it's like a lurk mode. Like you're wired, but the other person isn't wired, and you're able to catch people by surprise type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people are
I,
just waking up, so they're not expecting those shits to happen. But here's
it's like
here's
that.
this
Well,
mollied out asshole coming out to you trying to rob you and shit, and he's been up and
you
lurking
don't know
for
what kind of energy you
who
got
knows how long.
coming at you.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't fuck with a dope fiend. They can't feel anything.
And your brain processing things like not on the average. So like it's really an advantage on the person you coming at. If you know how to
Exactly.
manipulate that energy in a way. I think that's like with all
Exactly.
drugs. Like with weed, listen smoke or rob somebody or Velvet was putting in. What was that, Velvet or UL? Oh, UL was saying reggae teaches about hard drugs. And I was thinking about reggae talking about weed and stuff like that. Like it can either like calm you
Yeah.
down or it can get you philosophizing or it can get you going ready
It
to work or get you
it
not doing
works.
no work.
Any drug works like psychedelics, just to the lesser degree. Like it just perturbs your consciousness into a different wavelength. Like you're just a slightly different person, and like you can take from that what you want. Like like
It
if
is.
yeah, dude, it's on another level to the point where like, son, I noticed when I was doing opiates or if you're on like stimmed up at all and like different music sounds better. Like I can't really listen to Playboy Cardi right now, but like during different moments in my life, it was the greatest sounding thing on this earth. Or like Mac Miller.
Uh-huh.
If you're pilled out, dude, that shit is on another level. It's just not even close to anything. It's like if they're on the drug while they're making the music, it almost sings to you while you're on that drug. Like the people like Spangle, they make psychedelic music. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I can't listen to that shit while I'm not tripping, but when I'm tripping, it's next level. All
I under-
music's like that.
understand, Block. That's why I use music as drugs since I was younger. Like I was going to mention earlier when I used to listen to the Wayne talk about cough syrup and stuff. I used to really feel like I was on it. Like like as a kid, and I started tapping, like analyzing as I got older and seeing what the music was doing. Because I listened to a lot of different music, and it can be randomly out of the blue. I'll just go with it, it'll change my mood and everything, and I'm like, "Alright."
Right.
Like
I know people like that.
sometimes I even be talking about something, and if it's a song low in the background, I even if I'm by myself thinking about a scenario or something, it would be related to the song, even if I really wasn't paying attention to the song. I was like, I was just going off for a second, like upset about
Oh, yeah,
this, or I was
music
excited about
definitely
this.
like a drug.
And it's just the
Music is definitely
correlation
like a
right
drug,
there.
psychedelic.
It
Yeah,
is.
man. Take you through time too, man. Help you time travel and shit.
I used to
Music is
work at
proper.
a big chill. I used to work at a ice cream factory that was ice cream shop, not fact. It was a factory in the basement. They made their own ice cream on the spot, but they only played music from the 40s, so we couldn't play music even from the 50s. Sometimes the smarter ones would try to sneak some more up to date music, put in the 50s, and the owners would really
Was it
find out and be like, "Hey, that's not the right song. That don't sound like it's
was
from the
it
40s."
old school? Was it old school ice cream? Like was it
Yeah,
the old stuff?
yeah,
Oh, so
they
maybe
was
they
real
wanted to.
particular.
Yeah, because it's like when you play the music for your marijuana plants or whatever, the
Mhm.
music influenced them. It's just a liquid.
Right.
So maybe they wanted to keep that vibe in the ice cream. They could have been on something, man, before their time. Who
No,
knows?
they were on it. They were geniuses. They walked around like they was
Oh,
from the
wicked, wicked.
1500s. They had the top hats and the curly mustaches. So they was
And that
playing
ice
their
cream tasted
role.
so good, huh?
Mhm. Yeah. It used to be a line down the street all the time. Like it was just an ice cream. It
Man.
was open till 2:30 like a bar cuz people just always was
Wow.
showing up. I was like, "Man, I'm looking at the
Wow.
bar across the street, but I'm here serving ice cream." People walk in
Wow.
2 o'clock. I'm like, "We close." I just want a scoop. I'm like, "What?" It was amazing working there. They put the spell on there. They put that spell to work, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed. That's when I was taking acid, so I was first taking it. So I was really getting into like, oh, this is a game. I'm playing this character. Like, what is the rules? And I was getting comfortable just trying to feed my daughter and stuff. But have fun. I wasn't even thinking about feeding daughter. It was just this is the job. This is the life I'm playing right now. Fun. It was fun.
Wicked.
And yeah. They even had like this big Benjamin Franklin bust at the top. Like the way like even everybody that they had come in had this certain mind state of like a creative vibe to them. They just knew what they was doing. Yeah.
Hey, on topic of ice cream, you guys can search this shit. I know sometimes Big Chill says some shit, but this is a real life true story. My ex-wife, her father, Ronald Allen, used to work for Johnson's and Johnson's. I believe it was in the 60s or the 70s. I'm not sure. You can Google search that shit. He made the compound for ice cream before he made that formula. Ice cream would not last for more than a week or so. And his team created the compound in ice cream so that it would last in your freezer. That every single ice cream, unless it's old school or European ice cream, they don't use that compound. But all the ice cream you have in your fridge that lasts
Uh-huh.
long was that compound was added in. He also Ronald Allen working for Johnson and Johnson. When he died, they didn't trust me. He never. I mean, they had money. They were good. But Johnson and Johnson's didn't take care of them. They got more into the pharmaceuticals. But he also created the J cloth, that blue cloth by the sink that you use. Now they got the miracle cloth, but that blue one, the
Oh,
J cloth, yeah, he
I think I
created
know what you're talking
the J
about.
cloth. His team, Johnson and Johnson. Like you search the patent, his name is on the patent, but it was for Johnson's and Johnson's. Right? Yeah, ice cream. Now, I ain't married to her no more. That was my first wife. I with it, man. Back in the 90s when you get high, you just fucking want to talk about all kinds of fucking shit. It doesn't matter what people were talking about. You could just groove in there and not claim to know everything, but learn and put in your point of view, even though it could have been stupid on the laws of physics and theory. There's no stupidity. Whatever question you have, if if a physicist can answer it any which way, they'll answer it. That's the way he was. But he loved nature. And my family's heritage, native and everything, we love nature too. And me and him bonded on that. He was very upset, when I divorced his daughter, but it was better too, man. Anyways, but
Oh,
he was a
you
great
left.
genius. Well, no, it was mutual. My dad
Oh,
passed away, and I wanted to move mom in with us, and we were talking about buying a piece of land to build a house for her parents. And when my dad passed, my mom wasn't part of it. I wanted to bring her in, not necessarily build her a house, but let her live with us, whatever. But they were sort of different. I'm poor from the ghetto. Everything I have, I built from nothing. You know, they come from money.
From the
So that was a
ground
little bit,
up.
yeah. And that was a little bit different for them. And me, family is everything. And I love their family like I love my family. And I still love their family. I reach out to little nephews I see on the street that's fucked up, their family threw away. I reach out to them and try to help them, and that's not even my family. When I used to go by after work on the bus and see her parents when her father was alive, their driveway was full of snow. They got fucking 8 other kids. Ain't nobody coming to shovel the driveway, and they're right on the main street. So at nighttime, the snowplow is gonna come and then push the thing on their driveway, and it's gonna be a fucking 4 or 5 foot ice pile. So what I
dang.
do, I go home, get my shovel, take the shovel on the bus, go back an hour on the fucking bus to their house, 3 o'clock in the morning shoveling. And I've already been
You do what
divorced
you
like
gotta
2 years
do.
from this lady. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and their parents calling my ex-wife say, "Oh, I don't know what's going on. I think Dwayne, that's my name. I think he's out there shoveling. What did you call him?" And no, because even one time I'm talking to my ex-wife and she's like, "Oh, this one was supposed to come and shovel the driveway for them. Nobody hasn't come. I can't do it. I'm a woman, that. So, that night I went there and shoveled it too. Nobody have to ask me, man. Just because they're not my family, I still respect them. They're my children's grandparents.
Yeah.
When the
Those
father
little
passed away,
things
gave my,
matter.
So in a sense, it
it's
is
all
still
connected.
family. It
We're
Yeah.
all
is your
connected,
family
bro.
still.
That's
It's
my
all
family,
connected.
man. I love them still. I never really did them wrong. All the other children borrowed money and shit and didn't pay it. We never did that shit because I got too much fucking pride like that. You know what I mean? But I did let them down. I feel that vibes. But I never took them for no ride like everybody else because money was nothing to me. And that was the thing that even gravitated him to me because how all these other people were into insurance sales. One brother worked for Lennox. That was when they started writing code, all this code. Oh man, one of the brothers-in-law was like one of the original coders from like work with fucking Bill Gates and Elon Musk when they wrote the PayPal thing and that one program that every time you start a computer, every PC has it. I don't know. I'm not a technical dude, but there's this program or writing or some code that every computer uses. When you turn it on, I
Uh-huh.
think it helps your computer reboot or something. No matter if it's iOS, whatever the fuck device it is. And one of the daughter's husbands, he passed away now too. He got some change on that too. So like some big money. But me, I'm a poor kid from the hood, man. I don't give a fuck about money, man. You know what I mean? And even though the grandfather was rich, he like appreciated that. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
think I was
No,
like
it's the
an experiment to him. He wanted to study me because I was different. I'm so positive and everything, and he knows where I come from. He didn't really understand me.
people
Nobody
need
does.
that
He thinks,
sometimes
are you
though.
faking it? Who are you? What are you? Who sent
People
you? Are
need
you a
that
fucking alien?
sometimes just for you to show up. Yeah, show up just like an alien. Just like, hey, that's just
Bro,
how I am.
man, I work for people before and I try to give them some enlightenment, man, and they're like, yo, who the fuck are you? Did God send you? Seriously, did the angel did the alien send you? Did my ex-wife hire you? Who the fuck are you? Like, I'm like, yo, I'm just a nobody.
That's just the
I'm just
lore.
here.
Big Show, that's just the lore of the local land.
Well, I'm just wherever the universe puts me, bro. Wherever they put you, you gotta do something, bro. If you're in a place,
Uh-huh.
you're not there just by fluke. You're there for a fucking reason. And it's not
Yeah,
to
it can
fucking
feel
hurt,
like a fluke
bring people
and
down.
hurt
Hey,
sometimes.
Velvet Wind said in the chat she had the best of the best. Molly shut the others down. I bet she brought the best vibes to the parties all the time.
Being over there
It's
and
great.
Y'all gotta tap out. Have a good one, y'all.
All
hey,
right,
peace
All
bro.
out,
right,
Glock.
love.
Hey, I think I got that clip to work finally. If I
Yeah,
wanted to
let's
play a
get it.
Neil Brennan.
Flip it.
Let's go.
There's some
Let's
y'all
see.
see
Okay,
it?
yeah, I can open up the YouTube. I open up the YouTube. Let's see.
No, it should be on the regular one. It should be on Discord. Try it
Oh, it's
again.
on the Discord.
Yeah, so we can all see that. No,
Yeah, I
there
see.
it is.
See, just click on the watch stream. Yep.
Yeah. And Big Chill, what you was saying, bro, that's wild. But I was just thinking the whole time you was talking, all the little things matter. The little things will add
Everything,
up to
brother.
the big thing. Everybody try to do the biggest thing possible, and it's like missing out, or is that big thing you're gonna try to do the big thing and see you missing all the little things that make it big. You just got a little piece that you thought was everything, but missing out on
Yeah,
all the
that's the
other
show.
stuff.
That's the dude. Yeah, that's the show I was talking about too, man. Yeah, those guys.
Yeah, I watched this. I've
Yeah,
been watching
I
this
didn't
for
see
like a
that
good couple
episode.
months.
Yeah, I
Here it
didn't see
is.
that episode, but I just saw it just popped up on my feeds about the David Chappelle review. I'd never seen those guys before, but yeah,
Hmm.
the dude in the middle, that's the dude you're talking about that worked with Chappelle, right?
Yeah, Neil Brennan.
Yeah, he's a writer. He's a writer from Time, man. Yeah, that guy.
No, he's an
He don't look
awesome
like he's
writer.
too funny, but he's funny. Yeah, that guy come up with
Yeah,
some
that
different concepts. He's wicked, man. What's his
yeah,
name?
that dude to the right, I seen him in some highlights. He be heckling hecklers, like people be trying to
Oh,
heckle
Yeah,
him on
the
Andrew.
his
dude to
show.
the right looks
He
Yeah,
real
he
goes,
dude. I
snapped
didn't know
right
who he
back.
was.
he goes in on their ass.
I love Andrew because he has those thoughts that
Yeah,
my personality trait that I exhibit a lot of times.
right. And he's
Just
too
that
sharp.
quick
He's
with
too
it.
sharp for people to try to heckle him. You know, he's like too on point. Like you could try, but he knows how to convert the energy like instantly.
Hey, you know
Like
how?
that shit's
Well,
crazy, bro.
I'm not him, so I can't say exactly how he do it. But he's been in the
Uh-huh.
comedy game for a long time. But a couple years ago, he went to Burning Man and took acid, and he always talk
Oh,
about it.
shit.
And he's been like getting bigger, putting together TV shows, like getting. But the way he put together his TV show, he had his regular buddies that wanted to be in the business and make money, learn how to use Premiere Pro and come out with the graphics for his first special and stuff like that. So they was all just learning how to do all of that at the same time instead of
Wow.
hiring like a professional just to make it
Right.
like the most specialist thing to
That's
everybody
dope.
else. So I was
That's
like, yo,
dope,
he real.
bro.
He's real.
Like he brought a real team together so everybody could eat and everybody could learn.
Mm-hmm. You don't
Basically,
see that
everybody is a
often.
fisherman instead of a.
Yeah.
He gave
Everybody know
everybody
how to
their
do something.
pose to create, you know, so they could do
Yeah,
it
those
again and
dudes,
again if they wanted to, or
And they
even
are
teach
too.
their own people if they wanted to branch off, you know.
One of them built their own podcast studio that you can rent. And like if you got a
Oh, that's
podcast
dope.
in New York, you can go in there and use their studio and stuff. But here go what I
Smart.
wanted to play about him doing the ayahuasca.
Body,
For
and when I
commentary
die,
purposes,
it will not
YouTube.
be the end.
You say it as if I'm gonna go.
I know.
During the
Well,
whole-
it was during. You know, it's all.
Oh,
I don't
oh.
even know anymore. Andrew.
Time's a construct, Andrew.
I mean, yeah, exactly right.
It's a flat circle.
So now I just am like, I'm a spirit in this body, and when I die, it will not be the end.
You say it as if I'm gonna go.
I know.
During the
Well,
whole
kind of.
time.
Well, that's how it feels. I'm used to that.
Yeah, it's like describing.
And
Game
it
of
just
Thrones
wild
to
to me,
someone who's
too,
never
that
seen it.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's
you know,
these
David
big
Forrest is a
celebrities
popular
actually
thing.
talking
Yeah,
about
this
it
is
publicly.
dragons
But it's
and-
always
Yeah,
some
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
Yeah, like,
comedian or
whatever.
somebody really out
Yeah,
there.
I hate dragons. Yeah.
But that's the way of the
These
world. I
are
ain't fighting
fucking
for everybody.
They're super cool.
But it was a transformative experience.
Yes.
And
And yes.
I think you're happier,
Yeah, I do too.
but not as if you're putting it on. I just think it's like when I hung out with you and you were happy, it just kind of feels like that is your main
there's
line.
the like I had like felt like I felt like I had like a heavy plate on my forehead that's kind of gone. It still looks like I have a migraine.
Yeah.
That stays. That
But you would just feel that just day to day before ayahuasca, just like there's just this fucking weight, right?
Yeah, I've stopped taking antidepressants.
Really?
Yeah, since I did it, because you can't take them and do it.
That's why you have to purge your body of everything, right?
Yeah, you just have to. It's basically if you take ayahuasca, there's such a release of serotonin that if you SSRIs keep serotonin in your body. If you take ayahuasca, you can get something called serotonin syndrome, which is incredibly rare, but it's possible.
Right.
So now I
That's crazy.
feel just feel better day to day.
Would you recommend to someone who is chronically depressed?
I would recommend it to every single human being.
Even if someone like
unless you're like bipolar, I would recommend it. And even somebody's working on making it safe for bipolar people.
Really?
It's dude, it is a fucking wild experience. I can't. It's like the difference between reading the Bible and then being Noah.
I missed that the first time I watched it.
In the Bible.
Dream state?
Eternity.
In the boat.
I mean, it's
like,
not.
Are you able to? Are you lucid?
Yeah.
Is it okay? So
you're lucid. Yeah. It's you. Sometimes you're not, but sometimes you're like you can always like get up and go to the bathroom, shit like that. You can always the people that do purge. I've only purged once out of a hand, like very little.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
what he's saying is people throw up.
People, you have a bucket and you throw
hey,
up.
Charles.
The weird thing is, this sounds crazy, is you throw up.
Welcome to the Psy Tai Podcast, Charles.
My friend
Charles, the awaken. What's up? What you got?
Yeah.
You throw up your ego. That's what you do.
I threw up the one time I did throw up. An apology to the earth for pollution. I have no, you know what I mean? Like a thing that I was like, but I know people that have purged up like feelings.
Wait, hold on. Can we go back to your?
Yeah, please. Now I'm like, well, this is. The rest of it's kind of cool, but I ain't playing this shit.
That was your blockage? Plastic?
No, it was. In spirit that you're kind of.
I don't want to just steal their podcast
and
try to get
I
the
once did it to another friend of mine where she like showed her a bunch of just awful shit about like pollution and goes puke, like fuck you for doing this, and she
So
that's how you apologize. You pollute the ground. You just
Yeah.
throw up everywhere.
She hasn't worked out a perfect system yet.
You're like into the waterway.
I buy carbon offsets when I fly. I like
You
do
know,
the shit.
Leo-
But
Yeah, I think that's just what he's talking about now. He's talking about him taking care of the environment and stuff and the purging that people go through.
Right.
Things like that. But
Hey,
that
but you
was
don't know ways
funny.
to puke on the earth, eh? And pee on the
Mhm.
earth or take a crap on the earth. Because before the toilets, that's what you do. You got to give back. You got our fluids. Everything's going to go back to the earth. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You know, we didn't always have toilets. People actually peed and puked on the earth. The fluids go back, and some acids kill stuff. Some things make things grow. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't think of
And
that.
wouldn't that be cool?
It's a cycle, man.
Like it was whole societies
that?
around the earth that use straight like renewable energy and just like stuff that really helped. Like people were living in like plant cities, like where it wasn't like a super wildly growing plants, but they kind of formed the plants to make buildings and just cool stuff like that. Like
Man,
it's
they
just a
working on
different
that.
society, bruh.
The mushroom.
Yeah, don't forget the people that lived in the trees. Those trees that were like the size
Yeah.
of trucks, the
That's what
huge
I'm
trees.
saying.
On the
That's
West Coast,
so
we
cool,
have
bruh.
trees that you can drive trucks through, man. So there's huge, and those were the small ones of the time. They say that their father trees were the size of buildings, and people
Like,
actually lived in the trees.
I want to live in a society where it's like super renewable energy, like we're not damaging or polluting the earth at all, and fucking
You ever see those concept arts of like the skyscrapers with plants all growing on the side of them and stuff?
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta
now
show
they're
you. And there's some other things like with the mushroom, the
putting
mycelium.
gardens on the top
They
of the
starting to
roofs
learn
too.
how to get. Yeah, that's what I mean. Oh, and
Yeah, that's all down here. The office buildings. When you go off the highway, you see the warehouses. They got solar panels, and then the other half is like gardens. They might be growing food or just
dope.
grass.
Yeah, that's a step forward.
I did
that's
that
a
when I
step
was in
forward.
Philadelphia at my girl house because they had a roof plants and stuff. And I was thinking about the mushroom mycelium blocks that they starting to come out with.
Mhm.
That's as hard as concrete. So that
Man,
would save a
that's
lot of
hard.
resources. But it's gonna be a lot of
Man,
ways. I think it's people working on it. So in certain areas, as like
yeah,
different currencies pop up, so people that's not just getting rich off cash, but in other forms of like what however they get they to do other stuff is gonna come out different projects. I don't think
right.
everybody in the world wanted to just keep going, like keep going towards mass destruction. I think it's enough of us out
Right.
here, and a lot of
Yeah.
people just not talkers. But when we talk
Yeah.
about it, they probably like, yeah, we lucky you talking about it while we working.
Right. Right. Because it's enough species that died off already that went extinct. Like we could have still had these certain species alive if we didn't drive them out their natural habitats, and they
But
would
what's
still be
natural?
alive. Yeah.
But what's natural?
Well, the
Like,
floods fucked it up too, man.
was they supposed to go?
Everything.
Like, I believe that. Wait, hold on one second. I was thinking like I was just thinking like humans and stuff. We're just as natural as everything else here. Don't you?
Yeah, but we're more of a parasitic natural. So everything we latch onto, we kind of destroy. Like we're natural in the sense of we're surviving. We're still gonna survive. Survival of the fittest, right? But it's kind of like we more have parasitic type ways. But the natural animals, they don't really have parasitic type ways. They just exist until they can't exist no more. They're not gonna destroy the earth to exist. They're just gonna exist.
They don't know how. They don't know
Well, they
how yet,
survived too
or
before the
just
flood.
destroy
Like
or
80% of all
terraform or
species were destroyed, right? Not the
yeah.
meteorite, but the flood
But
10,000 years ago killed all the giant bears, the giant sloths, giant people, all these creatures. We're all living in a small world. 15,000 years ago, there was a lot of big things, giant tigers, giant wolves. This is not fictional
barbarians.
shit. They're finding the bones. Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
everything now that's left behind are small. Even the elephants that we have are the miniature elephants. The real elephants, and even the Persians, when the Persians had it, they had the giant sloth, the giant bear. So that was like not even 15,000 years, a couple thousand years ago. The Persians had
Yeah,
that shit, man. They had the giant one. So something died out, and even the other humanoid species, we have proof of them in fossils and everything. Other species, not reptilians or Bigfoot, but other humanoid species, and they're not around no more. They say there's 9 of them, and we're the last that we
I
maybe
know.
evolved from or were related. We don't know, but we are the last, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did we survive by chance or were we helped? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, survival of the humanist.
Survival of the smallest.
But yeah, that's how I've been thinking of that too. It popped up somewhere a couple of days ago, and it was talking about animal species and how they're like getting smaller and stuff, and like the evolutionary thing, like what's causing that drive for things to not be as big as it was. And people were saying the plants is because not as much carbon and stuff. The atmosphere is different. Ooh, but just like who's to say that thing that's controlling evolution as we keep going just turned down the notch a bit. And that's why when we see the rainforests and stuff, it seems so extravagant. But it's like this how it was more places with tallest of tall trees.
yeah.
Like being
But
out here in California with these redwoods, they're huge. I ain't see
right,
nothing
right.
like that in Philadelphia. Nothing.
But think about it. The more humans, the more we expand, the more it's more of us. We're gonna have to destroy these natural habitats just to build cities on and live.
But
So
what's
soon,
Do like
but
the
soon,
what's the
old,
natural
go
though? Like
underground. There's cities already built underground, man. There's so
like
many
basically
cities
the
they just found.
natural, like the natural redwoods, the natural jungles, the natural, the places we put concrete on top of.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Because we're
It's
putting
all over the
concrete,
map.
we're putting concrete in cities on top of natural places, and we kind of destroy the basically the ecosystem or the life that it was once supporting to support ourselves.
Even water too. Man is building on water, creating islands. Look at that whole thing in Dubai. that sand fucking place that was all created. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Taken away from the water too. Water don't like that shit. It's gonna come back. Water's alive.
Yeah, they were tripping
Hey,
doing that. That's a super waste of money.
Same with the
think of
oil. All the
the
oil
thing
we're
I think
stealing from the
about.
ground.
The
Come on.
thing I think about with all of this, because I understand. But the thought that popped in my mind is how how long has the earth been here, period? And how many changes has it been through with things with the things that's going on? And like, but for me, when I hear the word natural, is it from from the earth's perspective as like this is just what happens as I exist? Or is it from our perspectives that hey, this is what while I'm on earth, this is what I want to keep as it is
Every
for the next
10,000
moment?
years, there's a reset button.
I don't
We
know.
build up only to
Cause,
destroy. And right now we're at 12,000 years. So we're 2,000 years overdue. So get ready.
Because when I look at the Earth, I'm either gonna look at it as like a cell, like you know, a living cell, or maybe just an apple or orange or whatever you want to call it. You know,
Onion.
things could
It's an onion, man.
things could live on an onion, or things could live on fruits or
It's
whatever,
layers.
or even cells. But the things that live on it and then destroy it while they're living on it, that's kind of like you're
But
destroying
it's still
what we're
here.
living on. But it's
Oh,
nature, though. I guess.
we're just on the skin, the
I
crust.
guess we.
We're just on
I
the
guess we are.
scab of the
Yeah.
earth, you know?
Yeah. I
Like
guess we
it's
are just a part of nature. And even when I look at oranges, when all the bacteria and stuff are eating it up from the, I don't know. I really
Uh,
just don't know.
I'm going through my own
what about the
experiences
nature
because it's
from
been
Middle Earth?
time. Like once I've been going through my own natures because I've been going through times like out here and stuff. Being in Philly, I was with all the trash that's everywhere. All the like I visited the last time I visited back home was about well Philadelphia was about 2 years ago or probably 3 years ago now.
Oh, you don't live
And
there now? You're not there
uh
now, Ty?
I've been here for about 4 or 5 years now in Cali. But when I
Where?
visited,
Oh,
my
you're in
daughter
Cali.
was yeah, Northern Cali. My daughter was
Cool.
surprised by how much dirt and stuff it was. Like just literal piles of trash everywhere. And just the way everything was made, it seemed like everything was just too much. I was like, oh man, I'm glad we not around here no more and stuff like that. And then I was back here in the mountains and seeing everything being all cool. It's roads here, but it's like I'm next to miles and miles of forest if I just like take a 10-minute drive and stuff. But then it still be so I was like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be everywhere. Like, what the city fucked up. But then I was like, wait, I'm from the city. Like I was there too. And,
Yeah, there's a people that run that fucking city
and
that
I
fuck
still
up. You
have
got
some
family still there, Ty?
yeah. All my family I don't have no family in Cali, except for y'all. But like blood wise, my aunt Shirley, I just found out about, but I gotta figure out exactly where she live at. But everybody on the east side.
I'm from the
Yeah,
east
Philly's
side.
dangerous now. Philly's
Yeah.
dangerous now. I follow next YouTuber, man. My homie, Omi and the Hellcat. Hit him up. If you guys don't know, you probably heard of Catch the Short Stories. You know what I mean? He's a great man. I've been with him from the jump, man. You'll see Big Kill up in there when he's streaming. I said, what's up? He shoots me out, man. He's a great guy. Good fucking man. You know, got robbed up in Philly, started driving delivery, man. You know, did some drug vibes, but then didn't work out, got robbed, and then decided not to do that shit, turned his life around, started getting fire sticks from Amazon, breaking them,
I know the
selling them,
hustle.
making hundreds of millions of dollars. The FBI raided his mansions 2 years ago, took everything, and they're still fucking with him now. But check him out, man. Omi and a Hellcat. You hear me talk about Mr.
Oni and the
Organic and
Hellcat.
tall guy?
Yeah, I heard of him.
OMI in a Hellcat. And Mr. Organic and Slim, man, tall guy, car reviews. I don't even drive a car, but these guys are some real motherfuckers. And I've been with them from the jump, man. Even Mr. Organic, yeah, people say, oh, he's a different kind of guy. He's got an ego. No, man. He's conceited. No, he's confident, man. When you see Mr. Organic, you know what I'm talking about. Never did no drugs, alcohol in his life. You know, and he's tall, he's black. People try to sue me, plays basketball and shit, but no, he built his empire from his mind, man. Different kind of cats too, man. You can say, what the fuck? I never knew Big Chill into these guys. But I'm into everything, man. I got my
Philly
roots on this
cats.
earth.
Philly cats, they a
But
different breed.
Omi
Man.
is real. Omi
Yeah,
is real, man.
Like fucking Floyd Mayweather and his boxing style. That's like a straight Philly style. That Philly shell they be doing, that little
Oh yeah,
defense.
that's what I'm saying. Some of
yo,
those
you know,
dudes
I
come out of
forgot he was
Philly.
from Philly. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know he was balling out in Vegas and shit. He made Vegas his home, but that boxing style, that's a Philly boxing style.
Yeah, there's a
Like
lot of
nobody,
gyms in Philly. My
nobody
mom wanted to
guards
sign
like
me up
that.
for it, and I
No
was
other
like, nope.
boxers have their defense or they don't shell up like that. People started taking their little style and shit to mix it up with theirs, but that shit originated in
Hey,
Philly.
don't forget fucking Boys to Men, right?
Yep.
Boys to Men, East Philly, right? They're from East Philly, no?
No, there's no East Philly. It's I
Or
think that would be
what's in their
Kensington.
song? Remember that song in Philly? Boys to Men, East
I don't
or
know all they
South Philly.
words,
I don't know.
bro.
They say something about Philly. They say something about Philly, but where they're from. Let's see about where they're from.
I wasn't
How is there
into
not an
R and
East
B.
Philly?
I
There
wasn't
gotta
into
be an
R and
East
B
Philly.
growing up. No, it's not. It's Northwest,
You know?
South, and then it's like it's
There's
no
a
East
West. There
Philly.
gotta be an East.
It isn't Philly. Where we make our own rules. You would think it's an East Philly, but that don't even sound right. Like ringing to my ears, like Jersey.
Jersey. I'm from Jersey, man.
Jersey. That's
But
over
no,
a bridge, right?
what you need? Yeah,
Hey,
right
just
next
Ty,
door.
did you ever watch
Is
that
there a
Jersey
bridge?
Shore shit when you were younger?
Oh, yeah, that's not.
Did you ever
I'm sorry.
did
Can
you
you say
ever
that
watch
again?
that did you ever watch
Hey
that
man, I
Jersey
met
Shore
Paulie
show?
D.
I
I
watched a
met
little
Paulie
bit
D
of
in
it because I
Toronto, man.
watched every
He
TV
was
show
a
growing up.
Right,
And
bro. That shit was so fucking funny, bro.
Paulie
just
D
going back
DJs
now,
like
them
techno
characters
music.
was yeah. He had to get into something else where he wasn't just talking because he had the energy. But Philly is
True just
wild.
hopped on.
Cool.
True life
True
stories,
Life.
just like
I just got
True
it.
Life, our brother,
Yeah, man.
our
Give
brother
me a
Yeah.
from
few seconds.
another.
Give me a few minutes to up, and then maybe kick it over there. You know what I'm saying? Try.
Now we
I
just
see what's
tying in
going
right
on.
now.
I see what's going on. I don't have all day.
We just
I didn't even think this was gonna go this long, but thank y'all for coming on in. I haven't talked
man, we
this much
support our
in a couple
family.
days. I keep a
Man,
lot of
I'm
my
just glad
voices to
I'm just glad
myself.
you feeling better, bro. Like for real, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, brother. I was meditating and praying for you, man. So hope you didn't catch no
Yeah,
COVID.
Yeah,
it's
Man. I know.
when I read the Discord, I was like, damn, you probably feel shitty right now, but I know it's gonna get better soon.
yeah, I don't
You
like
just got
feeling
You get a lot of
shitty.
mucus on your
So I
chest,
just
brother.
was letting yeah, I'm alright with all the sickness now. I always got some kind of
Yeah.
mucus. I got allergies and stuff
I
like
was
that.
focusing on your chest,
But
man, breaking up that mucus in your lungs and shit, man. Because I figured when you were talking last time, you had some buildup. I was focusing in on your sinuses, trying to clear those passages. It works with the clouds, man. It could work with the fucking sinus passages too, man. If you believe, you shall achieve, man.
no, I'm all
all
in
you
it.
need.
That's why I wasn't really feeling that sick in
Yeah, I
the
was focusing
sick in
on
the
you, brother.
head when I was sick. Like I wasn't feeling like it was the end of the world. I was talking about
Yeah,
that in the
yeah,
beginning.
yeah.
I was just breathing a lot and all the exercises in the mind because I'm used to sitting with my own thoughts for a long time. So it was just like
Right,
I was
right.
just sitting with my thoughts and imaginations that popped up about whatever. And it was like in a certain state where it wasn't no real blockages because I wasn't trying. Usually, as soon as I like get an inspiration or see a glimpse of a reality or something like that, I get so ecstatic that I want to create something based off of it or hurry up like or hold it in or something so I can make something out of it. But it was just keep on letting it flow, just keep on letting it
Right.
go. It's just everything was just passing in and just going out without real
Exactly.
interference. And I was just enjoying that,
Dope.
even though I had to be sick to do it. I
That's
was like,
dope
hey, that's
though.
what it
Shit.
is.
Yeah. And I like to eat a lot of like chicken soup when I be sick. Cause either I'm gonna
I
throw
had
it up
that.
and feel better, or I'm just gonna let it out number two and I'm gonna feel better. But it takes like a few days to flesh out kind of the whole sickness for me.
Fun. It was fun because my mind is over always thinking that it's going to be over the next day. That's why I didn't. I was going to write on the Discord at least 3 times. All right,
uh,
live show today. all right, live show today. But as soon as I was trying to think too much about doing stuff, it was nope, not today. And I was just like, okay. Because like the voices in my head and stuff, like I don't even see it as voices in my head. Only when I'm talking to people or really want to like certain vibes I'll probably talk in. But I've really seen as like certain spirits and helpers and stuff like that. And if I'm really gonna pay attention to it, I'll pay attention to it. Like relax. I'm like, okay. Like I'm not gonna try not to relax. And it'll play down like a psychiatrist saying, you're fighting yourself. I'm like, all right, well fight yourself. Like however that comes out, especially psychedelics made everything visible, spirits and stuff. So it's like, it is what it is. Magical sci-fi
Yeah.
life turned up. Oh, and for the art thing, the art, that was posted it in there. I was downloading a bunch of assets so I can make it possible a lot easier. To make the temple or what I was just downloading stuff, 3D objects like statues and stuff like that, and just putting them so I can have it available so I can go live and create that thing. I got some good things going in my mind. Creating
That's dope.
you threw me off. You said create an Aztec, Hindu, and Mayan temple. I was like, all right.
Yeah, because for some reason, like even though they were so far away from each other, I see the similarities in them.
Yeah.
Like like they were so far away from each other though, but it's just it's a certain geometrical similarity I see in all their stuff for some reason. I don't know.
No, it's all broken down how the entrance ways are to the pyramid at the top and stuff. Some had the step pyramid, had the like Egyptians just had this. No, they had step
Mhm.
pyramids in the beginning. Then eventually they moved like the pyramids. I used to watch Ancient Aliens, and they was connecting all of those with those theories, but
Yeah,
with the theory of the person going
yeah,
around and teaching each individual nation. But also, it can be like that's the things that exist in the reality period, and like certain cultures was able to tap into it and see it. It was somebody that posted a meme saying, "Just imagine, Benjamin Franklin, I think, invented glasses." But even before him, whoever did it, they didn't have glasses back then. So, and they didn't have glasses. They was doing herbs like the psychedelics. They was just out there with their imagination. But now we know what that imagination is. Like we've been told, like yeah, that was the dark ages where people said they was witches and they saw ghosts and they did spells and stuff. But that's when our minds wasn't really shaped together and stuff like that. But it's like, no, that's when they was really seeing what now we got to do some extra stuff to see, or some people can still see not naturally, but just opening their eyes and like see something float across the room and stuff like. So they probably saw all of these shapes and forms and just was recreating what they was seeing.
right.
Just that easy.
Recreated their nature, whatever they seen, and
Yeah.
it was super dope, man.
I'm
And they
definitely
all
gonna
had
go into
and they all
that.
had the serpents and stuff. They all had like some type of it was an Aztec serpent, a Hindu serpent, an Egyptian serpent. Like they all correlated back to that snake for some reason.
Oh,
A
cool.
snake, dragon, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same.
Yeah,
It's
snakes,
the
dragons.
lizard.
I used to be really into dragons and stuff, and then getting into
Me
snakes.
too, bruh.
I wanted to be I was about to say herpetologist. I think it's somebody that studies only reptiles. I just watched the Jeff Corrin Experience, but
Hmm.
all of the snakes and stuff, even when you see it in cartoons, how snakes and stuff appear, they always have this certain nature about them, and that's what they was. It's the same thing back then. They just etched
Right.
it in stone instead of making a cartoon about it.
And it's crazy. Even as a kid, like if you had some type of reptile or snake or some type, I would watch it. Is something attractive about the watching a cold blooded snake or something. I don't know what the fuck it was, but I was always interested, I guess, in
Period.
dragons and all that stuff.
I'm thinking about humans, period, being how they try to make the snake the seductive side of human desires and stuff. Like, hey, this is a human desire. You're not supposed to be that in tune with, but doesn't it seem enticing and stuff like that? Or other people see it as darkness, but it's like, hey, this is still here. And then the hissing and stuff. Like when you, I don't know, just thinking of the talking and stuff. I seen a
Right.
couple snakes. I talked to a couple snakes.
They always say there's good snakes and bad snakes. There's snakes with venom, and there's snakes that are just like garden snakes. Snakes that are just chilling.
It's because in my I was thinking about when I did mushrooms before, and I saw snakes, and when I like looked over for a quick second, it just like popped up whoosh, and like not bit me on my neck per se, but like it was so fast I don't even remember. Like just engulfed the experience real quick, like, and then it was just something else going on. I know they out there. Like we talk about the nagas and the naga snakes,
Yeah.
dragons in
Captain Naga.
Chinese lore.
Captain Naga.
Yeah, it's wild. Like I said, it just pops up. It just pops up. I'm trying to think of why I named my. Yeah, because it started. First, I love snakes and stuff, and I was like, my name gonna be the Viper. I was like, I don't really like that. After a while, but I still stuck. It's just the vibes of like
Yeah.
being the
Nah,
snake
because
and
a
all of
Naga
that
is
stuff.
just a mythical snake, though, like a powerful, supreme snake. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. It has supernatural powers with it, and they're kind of like dragons because they guard jewels and shit. But like I don't know. I was taught that they're fucking real and they live under the ground. Basically, they have whole societies, and they don't fuck with humans. Basically, because I don't know. For some reason, some do and some don't. Some help humans and some kill them. Basically.
It's always like that. The few that want to help
Yeah.
out, and the other one's like, they're just stupid. Never going to be able to learn.
Right.
But no, it's just something about the serpent. Something about the serpents. I remember them cursing the serpent so much in Christianity when I was like in
Right.
my particular church when I was younger. They used to say that snakes had legs, but then God cursed the snake to take away their legs, so they always had to go in their belly because they tempted Eve with the apple.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like it's still snakes with arms. You can look at Komodo dragons and stuff.
Yeah,
So
I'm just feeding into that thing I was saying about how snakes play into the human society and our human psyche and stuff like that. It's this
Right.
unknown thing, but it's right in front of
Yeah.
us. But it's like it comes off as scary, but it
Yeah.
represents a part of our psyche that
Yeah.
contains information. It contains
I think
valuable
it
information.
just represents like early life, like because before we developed arms and legs and shit, we probably like even when you look at early cells and stuff, they just look like little worms or little. They move like snakes, but they still survive, and I don't know. It's something so original about them, about something not having arms and legs, but you're still able to move.
Yeah, I
I
see
don't
what
know
you
what it
mean.
is.
Not being a bipedal pedal animal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you're
still
still able to
vicious.
thrive. Yeah, you're still able to thrive, move, do
It's
what you
like
gotta do.
we don't need all of these things to operate. Like, I'm looking at this thing now. It was talking about it's only one paragraph though, talking about trying to see why Chinese dragons resemble snakes. I just think that's just what they
Yeah,
saw. Take some DMT. I
yeah,
remember True saying he see like the straight up Chinese dragon.
yeah. And then that's what's so dope about it because, like, like the Nagas were the only serpents that weren't depicted with arms and shit. But every other culture,
Hmm.
like, dragons had arms and legs, kind of still. But the Nagas were like the originals. They were just snakes, basically.
I never recognized that. I never knew
Yeah,
that.
they don't have arms. They're basically like but they look devilish, I guess, to some people, because they.
I got a picture of it now on YouTube.
But I
I was
guess they're
looking it
supposed
up.
to be they're supposed to be scary looking because they protect their little underworld or whatever.
Yeah. I'm thinking about the underworld of ourselves. Like we be scared to go deep. A lot of people scared to go deep in themselves. Found some
Yes,
shit out.
and they
Travel
say
to
they
other
could
worlds.
they know how to
Wait, I can hear you. I'm gonna get something,
basically
bro. I can still hear you.
basically they could change into humans and shit. They could shapeshift. Like these are the masters of shapeshifting.
My bad. My bad. I had to take care of that real quick.
Good. I'm still here.
What was the last thing? Hey, Ali K, you said the snake is also a metaphor for our snake brain, the limbic system. That's our oldest part of the brain. Snake is also perspective for seeing only ground level. The birds represent bird eye's view from about once snake mode is transcended. The snake is also representative of the lower part chakras, also Kundalini snake symbol. Snake symbol tell all of this. Yeah, Ali Cat.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense actually.
The snake brain. I remember not Carl Jung, Carl Sagan actually pointed that out before. The about how the brain started in the back stem with the reptilian brain, and then eventually it formed until we was able to have the neocortex in the front, so we could start analyzing and stuff like we do nowadays. Right on. And about seeing ground level, the Kundalini energy. You know about Kundalini energy, Master Chief?
Me,
Yeah,
I kind of heard of it, but not really.
it's
What is
about
it?
it's about people say like during a spiritual awakening that they had a Kundalini awakening where it's like
Well,
the visualize
well,
it is
where does that name come from, though? Kundalini.
I don't even know. I just know the word. I think it's probably Hindu or something.
It sound like it could have been like
It's right.
either Hindu or from Africa. Like,
Uh-huh.
and then
Looking
is
it up now.
like for some reason like Hindu stuff. It always reminds me of what basically what ancient African arts would have been if it was never destroyed. I see so much of the similarities for some reason. I don't know.
It's
Maybe
actually
that's just me.
Sanskrit.
Sanskrit. Yeah, Sanskrit.
No, the similarities are there, bro.
Right.
Similarities are there to be seen. But with the Kundalini, yeah, it's the sleeping. It's saying the organum, yeah, and that like when you start getting seeing different things and stuff like that, and seeing different numbers and getting into spiritual stuff, they say you had a Kundalini awakening. That the representative of the snake wrapping around your spine till it goes all the way up from like the base chakra all the way up. I can get it.
Dope. That's
And
basically
that's
what Buddha was doing. He had that big
yeah,
ass Naga serpent, like basically protecting him
and that's what
while
I
he
was
was
saying
meditating.
before. That's what I was saying before about the snake representing the deep parts of our mind, and it actually being a part that we need to, well, not we need to, but that I experience tapping into, and then it being a whole nother world that connected all the rest of my worlds, and they was there the whole time, but it's just like the awakening.
Right.
Kundalini awaken. I was awakened in that moment. Know what I knew before. I know now. Know something. He said, some said that's what I was waiting for you to say. He said, and then you was talking about the birds and stuff. Effective see ground level. Yeah, because you could be a snake. Nobody. That's why that phrase still go. Don't let no snakes in your grass. Something like that. Is that how it go?
Yeah.
He's in this chat is too. reason it way the energy like AC. I'm lost, guys. You got to brush. Earth, Wind, and Fire has a song called Serpentine. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Earth, Wind, and Fire was into a lot of stuff. My grandma and them used to listen to them. And then when they got into church, they said they couldn't listen to them no more because they said, you don't know what those bands was into. I was into a lot of stuff. And they was into spells. They was doing this and talking about magic and everything.
September.
But that's where it was it though. That's where it was it. That's why they was so popular, dressing up like that, putting them lyrics out there, playing music as good as they were. Oh, okay, you got some more facts about the snake. You say Egypt has the snake and the bird cram represent upper and lower Egypt, and upper and lower Egypt, upper and lower worlds. Yeah, because right about that. At first, it was two separate ones, right? It was the Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt, and then they finally got a government together.
Did you ever hear of the Garuda?
No.
The Garudas, that's like basically in Southeast Asia. Those are the ones that kill the Nagas. They're like the bird people, the bird clan.
It's not coming up when I type it in, but when I typed in Gruda Linux popped up, and it's a picture of a bird. That's a operating system. Computer.
Garuda.
That's funny.
I think that's what they call it, like Garuda bird.
Here it is. I found it. Garuda in mythology, a bird, a kite, or eagle, and Vahana, mount of the god Vishnu. I never ran across.
Yeah.
Which what do you know about it? They killed his son.
No, basically what I know about it is like I guess in our country they represented like the Nagas or something. In our neighboring country they represented the Garuda. Like they took the form of the Garuda because they said, I guess they were like, basically they state claimed they could always beat us because they're the bird and we're the serpents.
They took that to heart.
Yeah, they took it to heart. You guys will never beat us. We're the Garudas. You guys are the serpents.
Hey. Was it any political backing behind that?
Yeah, I guess it's like, our kingdoms in ancient times, we were all connected. Like, it really wasn't separate. Like, it wasn't countries on top of countries on top of countries. It was all like one. If anything, we all had kingdoms, but we were within the same family. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like me and you are brothers. Like, we got 3 more brothers, and we all built kingdoms in our little main homeland, but we still keep the kingdom united kind of type stuff. But when I guess we started getting infiltrated, we started backdooring each other. You know how that shit go.
Yeah,
for land and killing each other for land, and we started putting different symbolisms, but we all come from the same thing. But I guess they took the form of the Garuda.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
some
you
people
guys
birds. Great snakes. That's the biggest mind control a conqueror could have on you. Have you fight against yourselves and through later generations. Yeah, just keep separating.
and then separate each other and then give each other different symbolisms to represent each other. Kind of like football teams and shit. They're still part of the NFL, but they clash with each other.
Yep. Yep. At least they know they're getting paid. Other countries, they just like, hey, what does? Yeah, just talking about like the behind. It's still hard for me to like put stuff together. Like for me to talk. Still getting over this sickness thing. Like me looking at the words, I want to say it while I'm talking, but I keep reading the whole paragraph without saying it out loud. But Garuda in Hindu mythology, the bird, a kite, or an eagle, and the Vahana of the god Vishnu. The Rig Veda, sun is compared to a bird in its flight across the sun, and an eagle carries the I don't know what half these words are. It's half the problem. A bro.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either. Shit.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. But playing from heaven to earth, the mythological account of the Garuda's birth in the Mahabharata identifies him as the younger brother. This is all going into the mythology. I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh, that did come back in the.
Well, it did say something about the Nagas right there too. How they're kind of related.
Oh, here, I stopped right there. The Nagas agreed to release the Nata if Dhru Radha could obtain for them a drink of the elixir of quality. Everybody want that.
Yeah, and they try to make the I guess the Nagas evil because they say Garuda's mother or something was tricked by her sister. You know how that shit go. I don't know what the fuck they were trying to say.
Hey,
they were deceived.
Wait for a great story and let us know how things go on. Trying to convince ourselves of certain things. Like what side of ourselves is really convincing another side of ourselves?
Right. Because the birds, alley cats, right? It is if you rule the sky, you kind of win the war.
Yeah, but you still gotta be on
warfare is always aerial warfare has always been everything. You rule the sky, shit. What can't you really do?
But you still gotta be on the ground to make it happen. Even when you drop the bomb and hit the earth. got that snake. But I'm just thinking about the crown of Egypt having the snake and the bird.
Yeah, because it's all connected. They all know the connection. You know, that's probably the yin and the yang.
Of it was going in. Serpent told Eve. Yeah, this the serpent did touch. Like whatever that was, like man, eat the shroom. All right, I think you should have one. Adam. However that story played out, that's how I be looking at it. I never, even when I was younger, Master Creator, I never looked at the fruit in the Garden of Eden as something that was bad to take. It used to be this song by Avenged Sevenfold. That's why I said like if people used to call me a vampire when I was like my family. They used to call me the running Joe. Oh, he's a family vampire and stuff like that. So they thought I was into a lot of dark shit, like kind of for no reason, but it was what I was into, some dark stuff. But I saw it always as something that was giving me more awareness to what was going on within me. Just like I was paying attention to everything else. Like everything was kind of like even based to me. It was just whoever was the person presented it to me probably came off like, oh, this is what I need to pay more attention to. Stuff like that. But I always had my own internal world going on. But it was a song, what is it called? No. The Wicked End. It's called The Wicked End by Avenged Sevenfold. And this is Voice Your Prophecy, Just the Life. This song was supposed to be because they, like I said, music's a lot of times they like to really get in that emotion of like getting into a whole nother world and like messing with you. But if you with that vibe is like, oh, this is vibe and stuff right now. So this song came at me at a time where I actually did kind of still believe in the rapture. But I was like, if I don't get raptured, I kind of see myself, hey, I don't need to get raptured. Like I'm cool here on Earth or something like that. But still at the same time, on the outer surface, I was still at church and was still praying. And like, hey man, give me. But on the inside, I was like, wait a sec. I was being introduced to these other ideas. because I would have lived my whole life off the rapture. Like, oh man, God about to snap his fingers at any moment, and all this is going to be over. So I got to make sure I'm always doing exactly what the Bible told me I'm supposed to do, because it's gonna all.
Right.
I used to watch all the rapture movies with my mom and stuff. I studied Revelations on my own. So when I was running across this lyric, it was talking about the rapture happening and people left behind and stuff like that. And the band was left behind too, so they was just singing, or at least they voice. But the main point I was gonna say, he said, "Voice your prophecy, like feel sorry for man. Dust the apple off, savor each bite, and deep inside, you know Adam was right. Lust and power, indulgence, no fear. Left with his, how does this end? We won't be here tomorrow. Hold on." Then they talk about the prophet shedding light on what's to come and stuff. But it's just, or yeah, it's just a bunch of things that was that constant. If you talk to certain people, I'm just thinking, period. Like those people listen to certain music, think it's weird. Like ask them some questions, because them lyrics be having some things in there that even the person listening to it get, so they get older and stuff like that. But I found a lot of hidden gems and songs that I grew up on, because I didn't like have other people listening to this music around me. Like, it was music I kind of found on my own or stuff like that. Or not on my own. We never alone in the universe.
Right. But it
You know what I
spoke
mean?
to you. It
Yeah.
speaks to us.
It wasn't a majority rule and stuff. It was like, oh, let's look what Steph listening. But yeah, we was talking about Adam and Eve and biting the apple, and even with it's another thing called Chapter 4 that Avenged Sevenfold made, and it was about Cain and Abel, but it was made from Cain's point of view. You know about their
Oh, that's
story?
dope. Yeah, I remember their story. Cain killed Abel. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
and he was
Killed his
talking about
brother.
he was jealous, or so
Yeah,
they.
that's what I'm saying. That's what they always used to say,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the hood. They'd be like, you know, Cain killed Abel. And they'd be like, you talked about like our blood relatives doing us wrong and shit. And then our partners would be like, yeah, you know, Cain killed Abel too, right? Like your own blood to kill you, babe.
You know, it's a society that, before I even go into this, called the Children of Cain. I think it's like a cult society. Oh, but that's from Assassin's Creed. No, I know this is how to play. Oh, you got some historical relevance. They just trying to do. It was some group like how they got the Golden Dawns and stuff like that. It was a group talking about how they was the children. But besides that, this song I was bringing up, Chapter 4, they was talking about just how one was born of light, and how it's from Cain's point of view, how he felt disconnected from the world, and should people really have to go through that? Hold on.
Right.
Fall from grace, unholy night. I come to kill you. I've only. But he do talk about killing his brother and stuff. It's hard for me to talk about a song if I know y'all never heard about it. But I'm trying to do like this part where you say, "Far away in this land I must go, out of the sight of the one, a punishment, hardship that now go out of the sight of the one. Away in this land you must go." So they had you feeling like Cain and stuff from an emotional perspective, instead of getting lost in it, instead of saying, "Oh well, this is how I always am," and this is like, no, you're actually hurt right now. You feel betrayed. Feel all of these things that's going on. And then they got the thing, God talking to him and him. It's a wild song, because mostly the guitars and stuff, they talk to me a lot more than the actual words a lot of times.
Right. It's the tone of it. It's the tone of the guitar
Yeah.
that helps the lyrics kind of fall in, because you never really even listen to the lyrics until you hear the beat. too. Well, I used to be like that. I used to have to hear the beat first. I used to have to like the beat, and once I liked the beat, I was listening to the lyrics after.
They gotta catch you with something. Words are just
Yeah,
words.
yeah. But the words capture you too. I done heard stuff a cappella, where it was just straight words, like straight poetry, and I could listen to that. But it's something about that beat that just kind of captures you.
That frequency and vibration, creating the world right
Uh-huh.
there. Creating the world right there. Because I think everything is I was thinking even with the acapellas, like start developing a flow and stuff. Yeah, even the way people talk, all like a certain flow, a pattern, and everything. It's all some kind of song that gets us involved in something that the person talking, like even people that make music, they don't even always know why they making the song or putting it out there, or saying it. They just doing it, and then things just start connecting even for them, where they can see the person that was listening to them connecting dots for themselves, and while they talking about out loud how the dots is fitting for themselves, they're observing it from their perspectives and it's connecting dots
Right,
in their world. They're like, oh
right.
wow, yeah, a good thing I actually did do that. Like you think they prepared all of this, and they like, no, I just went out on a whim. A good thing I did, because I need to practice going out in whims, and you confirming this, and it's the way we all connected. Because my mind just be opened up all the time to just
Yeah,
possibilities. Now I'm just trying to learn. Oh, but that's the thing where I don't even let that division get caught up in me so much. It's like, oh, now I'm just trying to make it happen. It's like, wait, we've been making it happen. We're always making it happen. That's why I like the psychedelics, like showing all around. Like
yeah.
all of this is us making it happen. It's part of you making it happen.
Subconsciously,
Yeah.
subconsciously, just doing it.
Yeah, it's a grand stage. It's a grand stage. But yeah, Alley Cat had they called it a bird. Oh, going back to that, they called it a bird. Also meant to defeat above all the higher the higher you. Said Bobby Herman. LV said Bobby Herman. Great work. Bobby Herman was a cool guy. If y'all
But
ain't never
that's what's
hear
so
of him,
cool. That was what was so cool about the Nagas, because even though they were serpents, they were able to fly like dragons too. So they were flying just like the Garudas.
so imagine what the dragon period represents. Flying serpent.
The all-knowing flying serpent.
I know, like how is it moving sky with no wings? Using my mind.
Like levitation. Or they say, how you ever seen a snake swim in water?
Yeah,
Like they just say dragons are swimming in air.
same thing, just different
Yeah.
density.
Right, right.
I'm trying to think. I'm not sure. Something about the project.
All right, just time. I'm
Oh.
damn near finna start getting ready for work real fast.
All right, bro. Thanks for coming on,
All right,
making this
bro.
show
Nah,
interesting.
man.
Yeah,
Shit, thanks for
it
having me,
was.
bro. It's
All
always
right.
interesting chopping it up with my bro.
Same here. Enjoy your day.
All right. Yep, you too, brother. See you on the next one.
Hey, bro. I actually got something real quick. Well, not real quick. I don't know. This is Blender program music. Something I was working on. But nope. It's actually just showing some test things going on. I was working on this character. It's actually showing up as black on it. That's a little too fast. From behind the scenes, Animation Studios. And the character, I gotta bring this up in another one, but I'm gonna be able to have these characters that I create and other things that I don't want to mention yet available as an NFT as well. Is going to be so that you can get through your phone. I mean, not when you look through your phone, you'll see that it's walking around in your room or doing whatever it's supposed to do. I was practicing with this one and it was working. I had her like jumping around, kicking in the room and stuff like that. I'm getting a little better with the character design, but a little more happier about the finished products of the character. But let me see if I can show you. Don't say. Show you one more real quick. Come on. I'm learning on how to make fractals and everything. So we had the fractal geometry going on. It's a little more work than I thought, but it's fun. It's fun going through the process. Go on with no face. My computer not fast enough to stream and put. There we go. Oh, why does it look like that on there? The color is so off. Like it's a filter on it. Or it's probably because, oh, there actually is a filter. Oh, I had that prepared because soon I'm gonna go live and I can have the VR headset on and I can be drawing in the air while I'm live. So I had that set up so y'all can give me suggestions and we can create stuff on the spot, create a whole world that we can visit in VR. Let me take it off of cycles. There we go. I can render. Have some hard work fun. Takes a lot of work. But that's the work that I put into anything else, so all together. Now, or I keep clicking it off just so I can just go back to the recent saves. Care for. All right. I'm about to get off. So one more. There it is. That's something totally fresh. But something I worked on long time ago. Long time ago. Or animate it and stuff like that. Supposed to be a mushroom god thing. This is when I was still learning how to make bodies and stuff. Hands. All right, guys. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm gonna tap back in on this later. Y'all support the Timations. Just Ty now. Please drop a like and find a way to help keep the channel afloat. Check out the Just Ty Now website and everything. Because as of lately, all my subscriptions is gone. I gotta find a way to get them back on with Premiere Pro and everything. But Blender is free. Blender is free. So gonna keep the channel alive if y'all want to see it grow. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for even wanting to. But this is Santa tying on out of here. This has been an impactful episode for me. Hopefully, y'all try your mind with your heart. See what your gut mind is saying. Connect all the